Thanks for joining us. Now, relatives and friends of a 44-year-old man who died after visiting a plot of land he was developing at Ashalaja, close to Amasaman, are accusing land guards of killing the man. They say the distress call they received informed them that he was knocked down by a car. But after carefully scrutinizing his body at the hospital, they saw some deep machete wounds on his head, back and arms. Joy News' Maxwell Agbagba visited the area and joins us on the phone. Maxwell, if you can hear me, what more do we know about the murder? Well, it's getting a bit difficult to hear Maxwell Agbagba. We will speak to him before the bulletin is over. But in the meantime, efforts to make the Volta region a top-ranking open defecation-free area in Ghana may not be fully realized if urgent measures are not taken to halt the practice in parts of the Ketu South municipality of the region. In Ametino and Blekoso, the situation is alarming as residents, both elderly and children, openly defecate at the beach without shame. Ivy Setoji visited the area and has come through with this report.
An absence of a proper toilet facility in the Salakope and Mamuchinu areas has over the years led to a transformation of the coastline into a free arena for open defecation, especially for fishermen who also seek their livelihood from the same spot. The tidal waves disaster, a frequent ritual which sweeps through the area, has also led to the loss of livelihood of the people who are now seeking economic relief at the beach, many of whom are now taken to fishing and its related activities. This means that more people will seek out places of convenience to attend nature's call. The likelihood of a disease outbreak is high, but residents are not perturbed. I spotted a few of them who, in broad daylight, are defecating at the beach without a concern for the other people around. After he was done with business, I proceeded to question one of them about why he chose to attend nature's call at the beach.
We are fishermen, but the lack of toilet facilities in this area pushes us to do it on the beach because the seawater will wash it off. Our assemblymen are not doing enough to solve the problem. Though we could contribute towards the establishment of a toilet facility here, issues with accountability for the money remains a key challenge which could prevent us from pitching in. The situation has become part of our lives to the extent that I cannot prevent even a child from cultivating such habits. We have no other choice. Though we are aware of the consequences, ignorance of the magnitude of the situation is high.
Meanwhile, the MCE for Ketu South, Elliot Edem Agbonowu, in an interview with Joy News, says plans are underway to build toilet facilities along the beaches. According to him, the assembly will enforce the bylaws that prevent people from defecating openly at the beaches. The Volta region is currently ranked among the lowest in open defecation in Ghana. Though efforts are being made to curb the menace, the situation will still be prevalent if the provision of toilet facilities for the coastline of the Ketu South municipality, for instance, is not prioritized. For Joy News, Ivy Setoji, Amutinu.
We now go back to our earlier story of the murder at Amasaman, and we've been joined on the line by Maxwell Agbagba. Maxwell, what more do we know about this 44-year-old man who was murdered?
Well, William Ajete left his residence on Saturday to his site, a site that he's developing at Ashalaja, very close to Amasaman, we are told. So on Saturday, before he left, he had interaction with one of his co-tenants where he lives at Dakuman. And he opened up and told the gentleman that we've been interacting with that some tags, popularly known as landguards, have been terrorizing some of the workers on his property. He says they sometimes come and then demand money from the workers there on the plot of land at Amasaman. And so he mentioned to the co-tenants that he is going there that Saturday morning so that he will be there on the plot of land so that when they come or when they show up, we'll be able to interact with them and then be able to sort things out with them. So from that point, they departed at La Paz, and then the co-tenant also went a different way to his workplace. He said he left to Sintes, and then the deceased also left to Asalaja to the piece of land that he was developing. They said some residents and relatives we've been speaking to tell us that later in the evening, they got a distress call from some people that their relative has actually been knocked down by a vehicle, and the person has actually been taken to the Amasaman General Hospital. So they said at that point they all moved to the Amasaman General Hospital, where they were told that the victim had actually passed on to glory. One of the co-tenants I've been speaking to, he tells me that he carefully scrutinized the body, and then what he realized was that there were multiple machete wounds on the body. He said he saw one on the head of the deceased. He saw one on the arms also. He also saw one on his back. He says these are deep, machete wounds on the back of the
right.
Right now, we are told that the body is actually in the morgue, and police officers are still carrying out their investigation. The matter, we are told, is with the Mile 7 police, and they are doing everything possible to arrest the perpetrators behind the act.
Okay, Maxwell, we understand there's been another incident at Kaswa we reported of yesterday. Do we have any update on that?
Well, I've been speaking to a resident here at Kaswa. I'm currently still here, and one of the residents that I've been speaking to, he tells me that a friend actually narrated to him what he saw before morning came. He said his friend actually witnessed the whole incident. He said he was going home late in the evening, and then he met two gentlemen on a motorbike. They had something in a sack. He did not know at that time exactly what was in the sack. So he got closer to a filling station that's just across the street, about 50 meters away from where the body was actually dumped. He narrated the story to the filling station people, and then they advised him to actually report the matter to the police. He says after the body was dumped there, he came back, and then he still could not believe that it would be a body. So he just came around to carefully see for himself exactly what it was, and even used his legs to hit it. And at that point, it was still unclear what was in the sack that was dumped there. So it was later in the morning that he saw people gathered around. Then when they got closer, they realized that it was actually, the body of the woman that had been dumped there.
Okay.
I've been speaking to the public relations officer of the Greater Accra Police, She tells me that they have confirmed that the deceased is actually a woman, and then her hat was removed, and then the head was also removed. There was a headless body that was put in the sack and then dumped in a grass, here at English, amount from the Cutters Junction to be specific.
Now, would this witness who saw the men on the motorbike be able to identify them?
Well, it was actually a friend, this witness friend, who was the one narrating this story to me. But he tells me that it was late in the evening. And then usually this place gets dark around that time. Although there's a street light here I can see, there are actually two street lights here, about 3 of them very close here. But he tells me that they don't function in the evening. One of them is actually damaged. So he tells me that this place was a bit dark before the incident happened. So he really did not see the faces of two, suspects who, were carrying the body actually in a sack on the motorbike.
Right, thank you very much, Maxwell Agbagba, for bringing us the updates on those two separate murders that have occurred, one at Amasaman and the other at Kaswa Amanfrom. Now, let's move on and talk about the Africa we want. That is the theme for this year's World Children's Day commemoration. So what is the Africa, and for that matter, Ghana, that children want in the next 10 to 20 years? Some pupils of the Youngsters International School in Kokomlimli and Christ the King International School at Cantonments have been telling Joy News' Emefa Dwadosi about their dreams for their generation.
What kind of Africa do you want to see probably in the next 20 years?
In the next 20 years, I would like to see an Africa without ethnocentrism, because now, these days, it's like every country wants to uplift itself and bring others down. So in the next 20 years, I would like to see a country that is like united so that all of us will live in harmony.
Ghana has gold and some minerals that we can use to help the country, but I can see that we don't actually have people who can find those things and use to help the country, rather than people who are from outside countries come to Ghana, take our gold and all our things and use it in their country, so it is not helping Ghana.
I want to see an Africa where young people are empowered, where you can be anything you want to be when you put your mind to it, and where you don't have to, it doesn't depend on you don't have to depend on your ethnicity or your religion. It's your own mind that you're using to make your dreams come true.
There have been calls that we need to be open in Africa. People can come and do business legally. And you think that it's something that you don't subscribe to?
The legal ones I will support, but the illegal ones, no.
Do you think that it is possible for us to all the countries in Africa become one and get one leader? You think it's possible?
No.
Why?
First of all, we can't have one language, because there are a lot of languages even in Ghana alone. So we can't decide on one language to speak. And second of all, it won't work.
In Ghana, I want to see a clean Ghana in the next 10 to 20 years, because the SDG number 6 is sanitation, and right now I think Ghana is behind on the fight in sanitation, so I think we need to do more to make Ghana a very clean country. And I support the president in his vision in making Ghana, in making Accra the cleanest city in Africa.
You think it's achievable?
Yes. If everyone works together, because it's about attitude. It's not about providing dustbins and things, because it's about the attitude of the people.
Now, every November 20 is marked as World Children's Day. It's a day set aside by the UN General Assembly to encourage unity and promote cultural diversity among children of all races, religion, color, and language. Here at Joy News, we are allowing children to take over some of the things we do on this portal, including news reading. In the following reports, we bring you 2 children from the Ashanti region who attempt presenting headline news in the Akan language.
When I wrote from a good day and a pint, the one for Multimedia and Mra. We SHS man penny and another down Quadiabana. Ghana for Benham and Faster.
Afe Cassia Bonin Chiramuni. Ghana man penny and another down a Kufado Asha Ghana for now, bosse. 1 hour or 2 from a good year and Yanuquan so Galamseno. 1 for a new median number. 1 man penny Cassiamuno. Or the 2 sorry I would do all my Muslim money and 2 Galamse. I say, Essence what you're a kunkumono. Or bothered nobody in Nas and Nipanta say interest near Mahomai. A bine say what the infidia etune transfoni. Drawn a better 1 hour Bugan and Brasso. Now brand one bedding no.
Free SHS man penny and another down Quadiabano. Ghana for Benham in Faster. I'll for Benham say man penny I had in as 1 since I said Bunny de Bebe and conquer into a to Sam may bring education and conquer into a school audio. 1 hour was you were no acquire watch bidding. What to a school for then a form of funny same identity now. 1 hour on a bus a portrait idea one and conquer into a school in Tika. So I shall not she be the year you were needy. And Kao for Benham and supper. And Kao money that school in Nesua Manisa. That's to cool for its age and my boy a shame sicam. Sika or the man money the BRC. A binding your baby found.
A bed now yes to the Cassiaboyes here. Now make I say 1 hour so and a sinner love FM. Love FM your FM as also an open open some days here. And no one is watching with video and I got to 99.5 FM. St. Michael Preparatory School. So open for the school, Papa Mamba, Mada to a bed docutani, Nessini, or Chachani, the Akikan, and no one is what the Obanaba St. Michael Preparatory School. Na St. Berger produce who bomb to Sisechi, our Kumase. Medindi Isaka Abubakar, ne Abege Mavis, Yedamwasini Moniti.
You're watching Joy News today. Stay with us. The passing of broadcaster Kojo Asaribafwe Champong Kaba this weekend has sent shockwaves across the nation and with Ghanaians in the diaspora. To mark the tragic event, media practitioners, politicians, family members and well-wishers of Kojo Asaribafwe Champong joined management and staff of Multimedia Group for a memorable service this morning. Patronage by the general public and moving tributes delivered show proof of the impacts the broadcaster made in his 37 years of life. Here are some scenes from the service.
It is really difficult to forget someone who has given us so much to remember. But I have come to observe that life does not prepare us to lose anyone. Those memories becomes treasures. And we on Asempa FM, and indeed the whole Multimedia family, will continuously and always remember those treasures of Kojo Asaribafwe Champong. Tremasi, Mira Tremasi, Adiching. Nimu sasa, nitumi trasi. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh, Treyasi, Treyasi. Adichi, Nimu Samsama, nitumi trasi. Oh yeah, yes, Mama Sama.
It's not an easy thing. Even when Adum TV has not gained the status that it has today, Kaba sacrificed his sleep to ensure that we are where we are today. There is this Methodist hymn. It's not very popular, but this hymn is one that I sing every time I am sad and depressed and don't know what to do. These are the words: simply trusting every day, trusting through a stormy way, even when my faith is small, trusting Jesus, that is all.
This is a legend. I can confidently say that this is a legend. So from the Adum FM platform and the entire Multimedia, I want to thank everybody for coming here today. Say that as difficult as it is, say be replace Kabano, carry his memory in our hearts forever. So Nyankopon so funny is here. Said in America, Ecclesiastes and also Senkafo no. See at Yasafo de Yenim say be woo. Yenim say one day we'll go. How we will go, we don't know. We will be a Utia Domefema, Yakupon Shells on the Bombay. Go for free all over the world, America, Canada, everywhere in Europe. There's a woman who called, or 3 days in January. She just can't bring herself to go to the bathroom. She just can't. She just cannot. It is somebody who never lived with her. I remember we did a Europe tour. You're best sorry, what German. They are Bombay. He said, Kaba, where are you? This is your family. The family that we create here. Kaba, where are you?
Not the easiest story to tell. Now, Komla Adum was at the event and he spoke to some attendants.
Just about ending now is a memorial service in memory of the late Kojo Asaribafwe Champong, better known as Kaba. We have representatives of political parties, members of parliament, we have heads of some media institutions, the Despite Group, the EIB Group, and many other individuals from all walks of life have gathered here to celebrate the individual they have rightly described as an extraordinary gentleman. In a short while, we'll be speaking to some members of parliament, representatives of political parties who've made it here to solidarize with the Multimedia Group, the immediate and distant families of the late broadcaster, and many other individuals, ministers of state, heads of institutions and agencies who have all graced the premises of the Multimedia Group just to sorrow and mourn with us in these very trying times.
On behalf of the government of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and my personal self and the people of Ghana, I wish to extend my condolences and sympathies to his wife Valentina, child and family. Kaba was an affable person. I met him as a women's organizer when I used to come to Bedouin, and he had such a rich laugh. So I used to say to him, Kaba, why a year? Then he would say, hey, Adam. And when he was at Ekosisen, they would say, hey, Kaba, Emma Kabe.
He's one journalist who goes beyond his professional responsibilities. He reaches out. He checks on you. He wants to be sure you are doing well. Your welfare is his concern. That's the kind of journalist he was. And I recall that times that his producers have tried to reach me and they have not been able to, he will jump into production himself and call me and says, oh, it looks like you are at a program, but this is very important. We want to talk to you. And the way he would, speak to you and arrange the interview, even if you really were not in the mood, you were not decided to grant an interview to Asempa FM, because of how he approaches the subject, you will just, warm up and then, speak to him. And over time, I became very addicted to his program. I don't miss it when I'm in the country. My brother, I can tell you that this has not been easy for all of us.